What's up, guys? I'm back at PMB Performance in Salt Lake City, Utah. I was here about a year and a half ago, and I showed you the progress of a 6 build that Eric Shea and his team were doing, and now the car is just about done, and it's phenomenal. Let's go inside.
Behind this door is 914 Nirvana. Here at PMB Coachworks, Eric and the gang have probably half a dozen 914s in all configurations, each getting lots of love. And here's the car, looking a lot different than the last time we saw it. Gorgeous.
So here we have it. Some months have passed, Eric.
Some months have passed, yes. That's a good way of putting it, right?
This
Some
car
months
is
have
ready
passed.
almost to go to its new owner.
Yeah, there's a flurry of cleaning activity around here right now, but we're basically just getting it ready for Dan, and she is about ready to roll out the door. So
You want to take us through it and show
Yeah.
us some of the cooler
yeah,
features that
we'll
you've
start
done?
we'll start up front and kind of go over that.
Let's do
So you've got a 100mm filler with the surround on it, so you can keep the weather out, and then there's a drain tube on it, so the water will go in and go through the dog bowl and out the bottom there. And we've adapted that to the 914 actual front neck there. So we welded on the bottom of that. We welded the 914 neck on the bottom of that. So that'll just bolt right into the 914 tank. We've got our GT hood prop on here. Everything's been polished and cleaned. All of the air box has been rebuilt. All of the air diverters have been polished and cleaned. So those are all put back together, all new hoses. Basically everything on the car is new, new wiring harness. Every single thing that you see is basically new. So the tank over here, the filler tank, that's a 4 tank. That's a 4 tank that was adapted with a our buddy Pete at Restoration Design 3D scanned that neck for the top, and now it operates with the factory 914.6 pump down there, all that good stuff. So it's all ready to rock and roll. Here's some small details. You know, the tops are painted, hand painted, the way they would have done them at the factory. And yes, there's
brush marks.
Yep, there's brush marks and there's runs in there and all that kind of stuff, exactly the way they would have done it from the factory. We've moved the spare tire over, so this is going to be a collapsible spare tire. And we moved that over to where the factory put the 916. So on the 916, they moved it over slightly to the passenger side, and that'll help the weight distribution of the driver. All the cars we build, we always put the fuel pump. We put the factory fuel pump in there.
I have fuel pump cover envy.
Yeah, there you go. Now, again, we drop those off at Restoration Design too, so hopefully they're going to be banging those out pretty quickly.
Some beefy oil connections.
Yep,
here.
we always run the coolers up front. We always use the factory shroud up here, so coolers are, you know, basically this is a factory style shroud, cooler up front, thermostat up front. What other tips and tricks did we do up here? These are all welded in, so he's got the hood pins, but we also have, you see here, basically a catch latch and an empty receiver down at the bottom. So there's no hood pull on it, but this helps you if you forget to put your pins in. And
yeah, I've never done that.
Ask me how I know. I think I've destroyed a couple cowls that way. So before I wised up, yeah. So there you go. So that's done. So here you can watch the factory hood prop. When I lift the hood up, then this will fall into place up there.
That's cool.
Yep. So that's all ready to go, and then you just drop her down. Got to make sure these aren't in.
This is a 73 car.
It's a 73 car, yep.
That the owner wanted to
Everything.
turn it into something really special.
Yeah, everything's 6. So you'll see the dash was made. We welded in the ignition key cutout for that. All of the stalks, everything, the steering column, everything is 6 on this car. So it's we've done another car like that. Kelly's car was like that, but this one, we have the factory Kunin Sport manual, and Kunin Sport is customer sport, and we basically build the car off the factory Kunin Sport manual. So there are some differences. We took this cage and we basically updated the, you know, it's a modern, more of a modern cage in here, but we for his purpose, yeah, these are they come from the aircraft industry, but you put the dimple die in there, and that really adds strength to what normally would be a flimsy little piece of metal. But that ties everything together. So there's your key on the left. It's got a 10,000 RPM tack in there, 150 mile/h speedometer, and he has a triple gauge over there as well. And then the dash is laid out just like the factory would have done. Dash laid out just like the factory would have done with the Perlon felt on there for their GT. Yep, everything lightweight.
No back pad.
No, same thing there, felt there. So underneath the seat, we have the fluid ignition. Let's see if you can see it back in here. There we go. That's all tucked up underneath the seat there.
That's the brain for the fuel injection.
That is not fuel injection. That one is the brain for the ignition system. Yeah. So this is a carbureted car with PMO carburetors on it. Brand new seats. Never been sat in. These are custom though. We took the seats and then we added the grommets in. So it looks like kind of like the 911R style thing there. GT door panels. New everything, so new sill plates, new handles, everything brand new. Short shift kit. This is our favorite short shift kit. This is where we really like the stock console, and what we have underneath is the Tangerine Racing shift rod and spherical firewall bushing.
Yep.
And then this short shift kit here, it really does all you really need it to do. It just shortens the shift, and in a street car, that's what we like to go with there. So everything new there as well.
Do you have Tangerine's linkage at the back too?
Yep.
On the console.
Yep. So that's the Tangerine shift linkage kit in the back, and then the spherical firewall bushing is another one that's another one that Chris does. It's phenomenal. We put that basically in every car that we do.
Yeah, I have that in all my cars too.
When you put a factory bushing in and you realize that there's like 50% slop down there right from the factory, it's like, yeah, those got to go. So.
Where did you get? Did you just paint the blue in there?
Yeah, those are hand laid in. Yeah.
So that's paint, or
Yep.
is that because the other originals were kind of this weird plastic?
They're this weird plastic, and then they age, and so what we've done here is we've filled it. So it takes quite a process to fill it, but we filled it with the proper color paint. So
Nice.
whole thing's rebuilt. So again, sports purpose, pretty Spartan. The trunk is. I guess this would be a great place to talk about body in white. So when the factory delivered race cars to the race teams, they would do body in white. And we saw the car in color before we got it. We actually had to strip the color off to repair some paint issues with the car. And we knew it was going to be mice and blue. And then we had just finished painting the light ivory car. And I thought, wait a minute, what if we could do body in white? White's usually Grand Prix white, but what if we could do it in light ivory with this mice and blue? And thankfully the customer had the foresight to go, yeah, that'd be really killer. So we did that. Light ivory, body in light ivory with the mice and blue on top of it, it just pops together. Those colors they really go well together. So the idea behind body in white, the factory would deliver it in white, and then the race team could paint it whatever color they wanted to. And so that's why you see the race team wouldn't waste any time painting the trunks or the engine compartments or any of that kind of stuff. They would just paint the outside of the car in the livery color. So, and that's what we see here. So you've got mice and blue, which is a 356 color, and it's just a gorgeous color. If you put it next to Gulf Blue, you might think Gulf Blue, but when you put it next to Gulf Blue, you can really see the difference. It's a slightly darker color. So you can see the whole concept behind body in white here, or body in light ivory. Some other little touches, we like to do this on all of our builds. We add an extra trunk light and engine light. So on the back side, it shines into the engine compartment. On this side, it shines into the trunk, and it's really a nice add-on when we're doing
that's a great idea.
when we're doing metal work, and it's just a few extra wires over. Larry did that with his car first, on his Golf Blue car, and we stole the idea, basically. Well, we did, yeah. We stole that from Larry. Yeah, he said it was okay, as long as we paid him $1,000 every car. So anyways, that's what that is.
Let's talk about what's going on down here.
Down here is a custom-made rally muffler. So we took a standard 911, 914-6 muffler, and then we opened up the chambers that the inlets come into, and we put the direct outlets right off of those chambers. So right on the back side of the rally side here, these two extra rally.
So you can pull these off.
Yeah. So right on the back side of the.
Load.
Yeah. Right on the back side there is the inlet, and so it's just straight in and straight out. So she's a little loud when those are off. Yeah. But right now, when they're capped up, it just sounds like a standard 914-6, so sounds great. But then if you want to get raucous with it, there's nothing better than the sound of a 2.5 screaming around at 7,000 RPM. So that's what those are. Here's an extra one for the other tip. Obviously, we would only need 2 of these covers, but we made all 3 of them because maybe one might get lost someday. But
yeah. Everything just fits so perfectly.
A lot of detail, you know, the work is in the details, you know, and a lot of time is spent detailing these little aspects, you know, like the 914-6 emblem, the 356 hubcap emblem that goes in place of the, you know, again, weight.
Is this on 6s?
That's on GTs.
Or just
Mm-hmm.
GTs.
So it's a weight saving feature. If you look in here, that's all gutted for weight savings, and so that piece there
So it,
just covered the lock hole. Yeah. Instead, they've got lightweight rubber latches to hold her into place.
So many cool details on this car.
Fiberglass bumper. We used the stock tow hook. Painted that red, obviously, and so just adds a little detail to the whole sports purpose thing. Take a look inside the engine. We start here with the GT pull, and basically we just, this is a Volkswagen piece, believe it or not, a Volkswagen Beetle gas door handle, I believe, but that's what they used on the GT. So they raided the Volkswagen parts bin, and we've got the GT lid on here now. A lot of work went into that lid, getting that straightened out and perfect. So
you manufactured this from regular, like from a 4-cylinder lid, or
yeah,
like
this
putting the 2 grids
is
together?
one of Sergio's lids, but we did quite a bit of work on it to make it just perfect for this car. But so PMOs. This is a 2.5 liter built by the maestro Aaron Burnham, and he's out Ventura way. But the engine was running when we got it, so all we had to do with the engine is while it was out, we cleaned everything up and detailed the engine and put it back in here. The only addition, again, was the fluid ignition system, and the thing starts now like a fuel-injected car. Just you turn the key, 2 cranks, boom, fires right up. So another reason we just love those things. But you'll see GT style 80 millimeter oil cap here, and new harness, new everything.
Did you make a new harness, or is that
No,
the
we got
Restoration Design?
we got that one from the other Pete, the harness Pete at Restoration Design. He did a phenomenal job on the harness. So
They're making, I know they're making 6 harnesses, but are they?
Yeah.
That's the only one they're making right now, right?
they're starting to make some 4 harnesses now too.
That's cool.
So yeah, we have a car coming up here that they're making the harness for that one.
Great.
So yep.
Also, and all of the bright work on this, everything just looks perfect.
All brand new, yeah.
I think when I was here last, he was putting the sail panel on.
Could have been, yeah. And I think last time you got underneath and we saw all the factory stiffening kits and all that kind of stuff welded in there. We've got one here that you can see, another one that we're working on, putting the stiffening kit in. But you know, they weren't pretty from the factory. They just kind of got the rosette welds and went at it. So Karr's been clear broad, the rockers have been clear broad, and the back of the flares here have been clear broad as well. So all of the areas that we know to chip from road use, we clear broad all of that stuff. So there she is in all her glory. She's still, we're basically still wrapping up the final detail on it, setting the door gaps, setting the door latches and all that kind of stuff. If you're very astute, you'll notice that the windshield trim is out right now, and we're basically just setting all the windows and all that kind of stuff. So you came early, but by the end of the week it'll all be ready for delivery.
Eric and the gang have done a phenomenal job with this car. No matter what angle you look at it from, it's amazing. PMB Coachworks is kind of like the Singer of 914s. And you can see why. Sports purpose build, body in white, mice in blue. I'll take one.
Hey guys, if you like my videos, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, be safe and enjoy.